Imagine being the most hated man in your own country. In 2013, one man was offered a spot on the Brazilian national team for a World Cup in Brazil, but instead of saying yes, he sent a formal letter to FIFA rejecting his home. He didn't just skip the tournament, he suited up for their rivals, Spain. The Brazilian coach called it turning your back on the dream of millions. But he isn't the only one. From World Cup winners to Premier League icons, here are the stars who walked away from one nation to make history with another. Stick around for Victor Moses' heartbreaking story. We start with Diego Costa, the man who broke Brazil's heart. Costa actually played 2 friendlies for Brazil before making the shock move to Spain. He felt more valued by the Spanish Federation, but the result was brutal. He played the 2014 World Cup under a constant chorus of boos, every time he touched the ball in his own birthplace. Wilfried Zaha grew up in London and even earned 2 caps for the Three Lions. But after being overlooked for years, he went back to his roots. In 2016, he officially switched to the Ivory Coast, becoming a talisman for the Elephants, and proving that some players would rather be a king in their homeland than a benchwarmer elsewhere. A truly bizarre case is Mario Fernandes. Born in Brazil, Fernandes rejected a call-up to the Seleção in 2011 because he wasn't feeling it. Fast forward a few years, and he became a national hero for Russia. He obtained citizenship by decree from Vladimir Putin, and was a standout star in Russia's 2018 World Cup run. Riyad Mahrez was born and raised in France and could have waited for a call from Didier Deschamps. Instead, he chose Algeria, the nation of his parents. It was a masterstroke. He led them to AFCON glory in 2019, cementing his legacy as an African legend, rather than just another name in the French squad. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang actually played for France's under-21s and had the chance to play for Italy or Spain. But he chose Gabon to follow in his father's footsteps. He became their all-time top scorer and captain, proving that loyalty to family can outweigh the lure of a big European trophy. The switch of Declan Rice still stings for Irish fans. Rice played 3 senior matches for the Republic of Ireland and even kissed the badge. But because they were friendlies, FIFA rules allowed him to switch to England. Now he's a pillar of the Three Lions midfield, leaving Ireland wondering what if. Most fans think Gonzalo Higuain is 100% Argentine, but he was actually born in Brest, France. The French FA desperately tried to recruit him, but Higuain insisted his heart only beat for the Albiceleste. He moved to Argentina at just 10 months old, and eventually played in 3 World Cups alongside Messi. The ultimate brotherly rivalry belongs to Kevin Prince Boateng. He played for Germany's youth teams but switched to Ghana just before the 2010 World Cup. The twist: his brother, Jerome, stayed with Germany. They became the first brothers to play against each other in World Cup history. Like Declan Rice, Jack Grealish was a star for Ireland's youth teams and even won the FAI Under-21 Player of the Year. But when the senior call came, he hesitated. In 2015, he chose England, the country of his birth, eventually becoming one of the most expensive players in Premier League history. Lukas Podolski was born in Poland, but his family moved to Germany when he was 2. While Polish fans were desperate for him, Germany moved faster. Poldy earned 130 caps and won the World Cup, though he still famously refuses to sing the German anthem out of respect for his Polish roots. Kalidou Koulibaly was born and raised in France and represented them at the U20 World Cup. However, he chose to switch to Senegal in 2015 to write the story of the future of Senegal football. He became the pillar of their defense and captained them to a historic AFCON title. Ivan Rakitic emerged in Swiss football, playing through several youth groups for Switzerland. However, he accepted Slaven Bilic's call to represent Croatia, the nation of his parents. Alongside Luka Modric, he powered Croatia to the 2018 World Cup final, even scoring 2 shootout-winning goals in one tournament. The legendary Alfredo Di Stefano was the ultimate nomad. He played for his native Argentina before suiting up for Colombia, despite not having a passport. This led to a ban from the Argentine team, eventually leading him to Spain, where he became an icon, scoring 23 goals in 31 appearances. Alphonso Davies has perhaps the most miraculous journey. Born in a refugee camp in Ghana to parents fleeing the Liberian Civil War, he moved to Canada at age 5. In 2017, the same year he passed his citizenship test, he debuted for the national team and has since become the face of Canadian soccer. Neven Subotic would have been a U.S. star if a former head coach hadn't publicly criticized his progress. Feeling unappreciated, Subotic switched to Serbia, where he played in the 2010 World Cup and famously helped them defeat Germany. Christian Bentek was born in the DR Congo, but his family fled to Belgium when he was 3 to escape a violent regime. He represented Belgium at every youth level and became a steady fixture in their senior squad during their climb to the top of the FIFA rankings. Eusebio is famed for his exploits with Portugal, but he was actually born and raised in Mozambique. He played for a local feeder team before moving to Lisbon at 18. He went on to win the World Cup Golden Boot, proving that talent knows no borders. Fernando Amorbieta was an athletic Bilbao legend who played for Spain's under-19s, but never made the senior jump. In 2011, he switched to the nation of his birth, Venezuela, and famously scored the winning goal in their first-ever victory over Argentina. Talent Xhaka grew up in Switzerland with his brother Granit, but while Granit became a Swiss icon, Talent chose to represent Albania. This created another famous brother versus brother match during Euro 2016. James McLean came through the Northern Ireland youth system, but rejected a senior call-up to represent the Republic of Ireland. He became a key figure for the Irish for over a decade, helping them qualify for multiple European championships. Geoffrey Kondogbia represented France at every youth level and even played senior friendlies, but he later admitted he only did so to further his career. His heart was with the Central African Republic, and in 2018, he officially made the switch to become their captain. Nasser Chadli was called up by Morocco and even named man of the match on his debut. However, he quickly declared his intention to play for Belgium instead, eventually scoring a legendary last-minute winner for them against Japan in the 2018 World Cup. Victor Moses has a heartbreaking story. He fled Nigeria for the UK as an asylum seeker at age 11 after his parents were killed. He represented England at all youth levels, but when Nigeria called, he returned to his homeland and led them to the 2013 AFCON title. Dejan Kulusevski was born in Sweden to Macedonian parents and even played for North Macedonia's under-17s. However, he ultimately chose Sweden. Folarin Balogun was born in New York but moved to London at age 2. After representing England at the youth level, he made a high-profile switch to the Usman in 2023, winning the Nations League in just his second appearance. Jamal Musiala was a crown jewel of the England youth system, but he chose to represent the country of his birth, Germany. It was a massive blow to the Three Lions, as he has since become one of the most exciting talents in world football. Michail Antonio provides a great example of persistence. He was named in England squads twice under different managers, but never made it onto the pitch. Wanting to help Jamaica reach the 2022 World Cup, he linked up with the Reggae Boys through his parents' heritage, and has been a focal point of their attack ever since. Sofiane Feghouli grew up in the French youth ranks, representing Les Bleus at the U18 and under-21 levels. Despite a deep desire to play for France, He was eventually persuaded by Algeria to switch allegiances. He went on to become an Algerian legend, starring in their 2014 World Cup run and their 2019 AFCON victory. Fayouzi Goulam followed a similar path, being born in France to immigrant parents. After representing France at the under-21 level, he elected to play for Algeria. He became a fixture in their defense for years, playing in the 2014 World Cup and being named Algerian Player of the Year in 2017. Switching nationalities is one of the most controversial moves a player can make. Is it about following your heart or just getting more game time? Let us know in the comments who you think made the best choice. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more football stories.